I say, how is your brain? I want you to answer by saying, super. How is your brain?
Super.
How is your brain?
Super.
I want to make your brain super today. Like some of you have been hearing that I've been addressed as a super brain coach. So what I do as a licensed brain coach is to help people use their brain to its fullest so that their brain will become what? Super. You know, in the entire body, the most important organ in the body is the brain. Because every outcome of your life is the function of the brain. We are actually the products of our brains. How your brain is how you become, is who you become. Unfortunately, we underestimate the power of the brain. This brain is powerful. We don't use it. We grossly underutilize the powers of our brain. We care so much about our physical outlook, our physical body, but we don't get rewarded most of the time by how we look, how beautiful our clothes is, or how big our muscles are. But we are rewarded by the mental fitness, the sharpness of your brain, by your intelligence. And that is why today I'm going to share with you some key strategies that you are going to use to upgrade your brain. How many times you've been upgrading your phone, your software? How many times? Almost every day you upgrade your phone, your apps, your softwares. But have you ever upgraded your brain? So I'm going to be your brain coach. And I want you to assume that you are already in a brain gym. You know, we go to the gym, what do? We do push-ups to gather muscles, right? So now you are in this brain gym, and I'm your coach. You are going to do it yourself. What I'm going to do is just show you how to do it, and then you'll be amazed by how much you can do with your brain. Because the brain is not user-friendly. The brain is very complex to use. You have to have the user manual. Have you ever seen the brain manual? The manual to read how to use the brain. Okay, I want to memorize these things. Okay, which page shall I read? I want to memorize people's name. Where do I? You know, the brain didn't come with user manual. It's up to you now to decide how to use your brain. Unfortunately, we accidentally limited the way we use our brain. And that's why today I'm going to share with you and let you know that the biggest transformation that can happen to you is your brain transformation. Once you can transform your brain, people that have taken a long time without seeing you, when they see you, they will be amazed by how much you have changed within a short time. The most rapid transformation you can have is the brain transformation. Especially in this era where we have a lot of information. We live in the information era where we have so much things to learn, so many books to read, so many skills to learn. But we are not upgrading the vehicle of learning. If you have to learn a skill, with which vehicle do you use to learn it? The brain. You want to read a book, you want to memorize things, all with your brain. And that's why if I have to have any wish in this life, is to learn how to upgrade my brain so that I can download information faster than anyone else. How do you download information faster than anyone? Is by upgrading the brain so that you can save time. Now, the challenge is, can you expand your brain? Can the brain be expanded? I'm asking you.
Yes.
You can expand your brain, right? But how? How do you expand your brain? Yeah, someone say reading. Reading is good. By what? Well, some steps like this one. Which steps? By what? Seeking for more knowledge. New knowledge, yes. Something difficult, exactly. That's good. So I'll share more with that. Share more with you with that on that. So the brain can be expanded because the brain is not fixed size. It's not like a shoe size that you wear 43 and all the shoes that fit your leg is 43 size shoe. The brain doesn't work like that. The brain is elastic. Once expanded, it never shrinks back to its previous dimension. So what your challenge is, always try to stretch your brain so that it expands, because once expanded, it never goes back to where it was before. It already expanded. And now I want to give you some good news, because intelligence is of 3 types. That's the one you get from your parent. Especially intelligence, you get 90% of your intelligence from your mother. So that's why you guys, if you want to marry someone, make sure that you marry the one that has kwanya. The one that has brain. Because your children will get 90% of their intelligence from their mother. So don't go for beauty only, but go for the internal beauty of the intelligence. So number one, part of the intelligence, which is 3 types. Number 1, you get it from your parents. Then the other 2, which is the 2/3 of the intelligence, you get it by yourself. They are on your hands. You decide what to do with it. You are the one to decide how to unlock these intelligence available to you. So now let me give you a scenario. Imagine that your mother or your family don't have the intelligence. Is that an excuse for you to give up on your brain? No. Why? Because you have 2/3 of the intelligence available to you. It's up to you to tap from it. So it's not an excuse for you to say, this one is running in our blood. Our family, we're not intelligent, so we cannot make it. We are just like that, and you settle back. No, that negative mindset. So I want you to believe that you have 2/3 of intelligence available to you. But how do you do that? I want to give you 3 major things that you can do to utilize and unlock these 2/3 of your intelligence. Number 1 is lifestyle. I really love that a lot of you are writing. Very beautiful. Because what you write, you don't forget. Because in the next 48 hours, you're going to forget 80% of everything I'm saying here. But you don't forget it if you've written it down. Even the CEO is here, jotting down like he's in a classroom. You see, knowledge is money. We live in the knowledge economy, where how much you know is how much you earn. So this is a valuable information. If I tell you how much people are paying me to share this information, you'll be shocked. So number 1 is lifestyle. Lifestyle. There are certain things I will tell you towards the end, which constitute the lifestyle. There are certain things you do that will upgrade your brain. There are certain things you do that will also diminish your brain. I will tell you that. Number 2 is novelty. Novelty. What do I mean by novelty? Novelty is, okay, I will give you another technical word. Then I will explain. Is neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. Neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. Okay, let me explain the neurogenesis. You see, in your brain, there are a lot of neurons. These neurons, they have life. They are generated, they live, they die. All the information you keep in your brain are kept inside these neurons. But once these neurons are dead and new ones are not coming, then you are losing the power of your brain. So now your quest is, how do I generate more of these neurons inside my brain? And I will even tell you the food that you will eat that will give you more neurons in your brain all today here in just a few minutes. And so that means you can generate more neurons. If your brain, where it is now, is weak, it means that you have weaker neurons. Your neurons are not fed well, or they are not plenty. So you need to do what I call neurogenesis. And then neuroplasticity is where these neurons are interconnected. Imagine that you have a pole, an electricity pole with power currents on it. But if you are not tapping from this pole to another, there is no transfer of current. There is no transfer of information. So what you want as someone who has a super brain is to see that your neurons are interconnected, so that this wiring network across all your neurons in your brain. Once you have scattered neurons, but they are not interconnected, you have a weak brain. You come to sales rocket, and then you don't understand anything. You've forgotten everything. You want to sell something, you're going with your jota, and you've forgotten all your points. You're forgetting your lines. When you want to give a speech, you always go with your long paper. You are reading from your speech. When you meet people, you've forgotten their names. You forget easily. That's why people have what we call memory lapses, because lack of neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. Neurogenesis neurogenesis and neuroplasticity put together, I call them novelty. They come through toughness. Tough. T-O-U-G-H. Toughness. Anything that is difficult to the brain, it's what gives you the novelty. So don't shy away from taxing your brain. Even if you are not making it, you can say, okay, give me a list of things, I want to memorize them. So maybe I give you 10 lists of items. You struggle, you memorize 5, and you've forgotten 5. That is good, because you've just taxed your brain. So don't aim for perfection. Don't aim to remember 10 over 10. But the exercise of you tasking the brain to remember those items, what gives you the novelty. So I talk about 3 illnesses or issues that affect the brain. Number 1 is memory lapses. Memory lapses, you're walking into your room with your key in your hand and you're looking for your keys. You forget whether you shower, you put shampoo in your head or not. You forget so easily, so fast. The things that you know, but you don't know it. Suddenly it's lost. Number 2 is mental fog. Fog. This is mental fog where the information is there, but you can't retrieve it. You cannot collect it. Like you are seeing it there, F-O-G, mental fog. And then the last one is mental fatigue. Mental fatigue. This is a situation where your brain has reached its peak point of exhaustion and stress, and you continuously keep putting your brain on a continuous stress mode. I'm sure Kawais Kabur, you're here? Because of this exercise, because of this summit and your team, they're working tirelessly, and then the brain is tired. The brain is asking them to get rest, but they continuously put the brain on a stress mode. And by doing that, you put yourself at the risk of mental fatigue, where you get irritated by the slightest provocation, and you get mental block, and then you cannot remember things. You have a headache, you cannot sleep well, and then neurons are getting weakened because you are stretching them. It's not good. Once you have a lot of stress, forget about brain. There is no brain in a stress circumstance. That's why always have a rest, relax. If you have a big event tomorrow, if you have a big sale tomorrow, you have a big video you want to shoot tomorrow, relax. Relax your brain so that you wake up with full energy. So in this course, what we are trying to do, how do we improve your intelligence, your focus, your memory, so that you forget less and remember more. And I want to scare you with these other diseases, that if you don't care about your brain, you are going to have them. Number 1 is dementia. Dementia is partial memory loss. You can even have amnesia. Amnesia is total wipe of the memory. And then you can have, God forbid, you can have Alzheimer's. On TikTok, I came across an old person who is 70 years, has Alzheimer's. He could not remember his children. His child will come and say, "Who are you?" Say, "I'm your child." "You are my child? How old am I?" He forgotten everything. So this happens when we didn't care about our brain. But don't just be carried away that we are young people. Our brain is young. No, we don't have to care about the brain. Let me tell you this. You can be a young person but have an old brain. You can also be an old person but have a young brain. So brain has nothing to do with your age. So don't give away your brain. So in this course, what we are trying to do is to unlock this super brain. So to begin, I want to put us into an exercise of toughness. So the exercise we are going to do this evening is, together, all of us, we are going to come up with 20 lists of items. This could be names, objects, words, anything that comes to your mind. Just raise your hand, then I'll point at you. You mention your word, and then everyone will write that word. So we're going to take them in sequence. So if you write, let's say, flower as number one, everyone will write number one, flower. And then we take up to 20 lists of items. So this is what we are going to do, and then I will give you the reason and exercise for this list. So if you want to mention a word, item, or a name, or anything, you just raise your hand. We're going to do it slowly so that we carry everyone along, so that everyone will have the same and exact list together. So are we ready? So open a fresh page, and then when you want to say the first word, I will be the one to control the pace so that we don't go so fast. If you want to mention a word, you raise your hand. I'll give you the chance, and then everyone will write that down, and then we move to the next person continuously to the end. So together we are going to come up with 20 lists of items. Yes, Abubakar, right? Abubakar. Yeah, so try to make it as random as possible. I will accept that money is number one, right? So everyone write number one, money, right? All right, so let's do, I'm coming, sir. Let's do ladies. Yes, you. Information. So number two is information. Everyone is writing information. Yes, sir. No. So make it as random as possible. Then make it. Microphone. Okay, so let's make it microphone. Microphone. Right? Everyone write microphone. Okay, there's a lady there. Yeah. Ability. Ability. Okay, so let's write ability. You in glasses. Eh? What do you mean by column? This pillar. Okay. Column. Okay, let's do lady. Yeah. Yeah, you. Light. Light. Everyone, take it slowly. Light. Yes, you. No. That one, sorry, I'm coming to you again. You. No, it's a single word name. No. So I will take another one. That one is not taken. Hey, you. I'm coming. You with cap behind, yeah. No, you, yeah, that's, yeah. Eh? Tractor. Tractor. Which number are we doing? I've forgotten. We just did number 7, right? Number 7 is tractor. Yeah, you in the black in the corner, yes. Eh? Chair. Chair. Kujerawa. Yes, that teacher Sokoto Argungu. Freedom. Freedom. That's number 10 or number what? Number 9. Okay, we're doing number 9. Freedom. Okay, you in red. Ice cream. That's number 10, right? Ice cream. Yes, you start. Consistency. I like that word. Yes, the lady. Yes. Eh? Jollof rice. Jollof rice. Jollof rice. Okay, you in the corner. I wanted a jollof rice. Which number have we just done now? No, 12. Well, I think it's number 12, right? Jollof rice is number 12. So I'm doing number 13 now, right? Yes, you. Procrastination, yes. Let's take that one. I like this word because this is a big class on procrastination. Yeah, okay, no, the gentle, everyone. Have you finished writing procrastination? Yeah, you in the cap with the first cap. No, give us a common word. Okay, let me take you in white. Huh? Ahmed, okay, let's take Ahmed. Ahmed. That's number 14, right? Ahmed. Yeah, you in black. Millionaire. We're not dealing with millionaires here. We are talking about billionaires. Okay, billionaires. Yes, you at the end there. Eh? Target. Target. The lady. Communication. That's number what? 17. Communication. No, we are doing number 17 now. Number 17 is communication. Number 17 is communication. Yeah, you in white. Purpose. Purpose. Yeah, the lady there with black. Yes, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yes, you yourself. Are you doubting? What's that? I'm not hearing. I. Okay, so do you guys like this one or should we change it? Okay, let's change it. Okay, you in light blue. Perfection. Perfection. Is it perfection? Perfection. Yes, perfection. Perfect. Perfection. The last at the last. You at the last. Yes, you. Psychology. Psychology. So now we have 20, right? Remember, our exercise is brain toughness. We are not aiming for perfection. The challenge is how can we remember this instantly? How can we memorize this list instantly? Not necessarily 100%. At least if you can try 50%, that's super. 60%, 70%, that's great. You know, don't aim for perfection. Look at the progress that you are making, not what you have missed. So now, to demonstrate that, let me see how many of these lists can I remember. Maybe 50 or 60% of them. But if I'm right, you put a tick. If I'm wrong, you put an X. So you score me from 1 to 20. Are we together? So, okay. So number 1 is money. Number 2 is information. Number 3 is microphone. Number 4 is ability. Number 5 is column. Number 6 is light. Number 7 is tractor. And number 8 is chair. Number 9 is freedom. Number 10 is ice cream. Number 11 is consistency. Number 12 is jollof. Number 13 is procrastination. Number 14 is me, Ahmed. Number 15 is the billionaire that is sitting here. Billionaire. Number 11 is, 16, right? Is target. Number 17, communication. Number 18 is purpose. Number 19 is perfection. And number 20, psychology. You see, what I just did was what I call the brain toughness. The benefit is not just to impress you, but to inspire you, to understand what is possible with your brain. You can imagine you come up with this list, random. I didn't know about it. But as you are saying it, I was memorizing it. And I'm memorizing in a way that I cannot forget. And not only in a forward order, I can give you this list in a reverse order. Yes. Okay, let's do it. Okay, in reverse order now. Let's start with number 20 and then we go down to number 1. Number 20 is psychology. Number 19 is perfection. Number 18 is purpose. Number 17 is communication. Number 16 is target. Number 15 is a billionaire. Number 14 is Ahmed. Number 13, procrastination. Number 12, jollof rice. Number 11 is consistency. Number 10, ice cream. Number 9, freedom. Number 8 is chair. Number 7 is tractor. Number 6 is light. Number 5 is column. Number 4 is ability. Number 3, microphone. Number 2, information. And number 1, money! Thank you. You see, that's the power of the brain. There are so many things you can do with your brain. But if you are not taught how to do it, you continuously live your life not utilizing the power of the brain. That's why they say the most important thing that worked for me, had helped me in my life, I thank Allah for that, is the brain. I will. And that's why we are here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I admire you. I like you a lot because of your motivation. I've met a lot of young people. I mentored a lot of them. I gave them free information. I gave them free mentorship. But unfortunately, majority of them don't have what you have, which is motivation. And once I see a young person or people with motivation, I grab them, I give them skills and information because they know what to do with it. I get people free admission into my courses. They come and attend and nothing happens in their lives. But you guys, you know where you're going to put this information. And that's why I say, okay, before I leave this down, let's do something with you guys. We can even have a 5-day course. We can have a 9-day course and then talk about the brain every day for hours. How about that? And this exercise is just to inspire you to know what the capacity of the brain. I was in a class of almost 50 people. My students, they all introduced themselves at once. And I went around the classroom mentioning everyone's name. And they were shocked. I invited some people from outside the country. So we had an international event in Abuja, and then we're having a sort of a hangout in the night, and I asked them to give me numbers and memorize them immediately. The same way we did with this words. So when I see numbers, I don't see numbers. I see words too. So these are some of the skills that you are going to learn. So now how about you asking me random number and say, what's number that? What's number that? And then I'll see if I can remember. Oh my God. Randomly now. Number 14, of course. Why are you asking about me? Yes. Eh? 7 is tractor. Yes, you. Number 13, procrastination. Number 20 is psychology. Number 2, information. Number 9, freedom. Number 9, freedom. Number 1, of course, is money, man. Number 12, jollof rice. 17, communication. Number chair. It's okay. No. I like that. You see, he said akwe wanabu. You need to bring this word, underline it, and that's our new topic now. Akwe wanabu. You see, in the world of genius, there is nothing like magic. Because behind every genius, there's a clue. The question you need to ask me is, how did you do it? And I was waiting for, I think someone has asked that question. Instead of saying, I know this is magic. That is the way he, no. Giving it up. Say, how did you do it? Remember yesterday, I told you, your questions are your answers. Always ask how. Now, what I just did was very simple. All of you can do it. What I did was, for every word you get me, I attach it to something I already know. Because new information can only be readily available to the memory when it is associated to anything that is already familiar with the memory. So if you receive new information and you are looking at it like this, the brain doesn't know it. It's an alien information. But when you can attach it to something that the brain is already aware of, then the brain retains it. The existing information will help you retrieve the new information. For example, when you said gold, I say Ahmed. So every Ahmed is being given a gold. So because I received my gold too. You understand? When you say communication, I remember there is a magazine called 17 Magazine. It's already on my head. I say, okay, 17 Magazine, now connecting with communication. So the brain will now say, okay, what did I put on my magazine? 17 is what? Communication. So if you do the association or linkage between these two information, new and existing information together, the brain remembers it. This is a very short time to do this exercise, but this is just a minor secret. But I will give you some basics now before we go into the critical techniques. That's why I told you that mindset is very important, but it is not the only thing you need. I mentioned the last M, which is mechanics. Everything has the mechanics to it, which is the process. Everything you want to do, you may have the mindset, you may have the motivation, but if you don't know how, the process, you can't do it. So for you to be a super brain person, a great person, you have to have the mindset, the motivation, and you have to know the mechanics, which is the process. But I want to leave you with three, before I leave, because I have some things I want to share with you. 3 cautions. I want you to be aware of these 3 enemies that will come to you. These enemies, they are born out of advancement. They were good things, but they turn out to be affecting us, stealing our energy, our productivity. Number 1 is digital deluge. Digital deluge. D-E-L-U-G-E. Digital deluge is overload of information. It's bad. You know, Don't try to know almost everything at once. It's not good. I know that we live in a knowledge era where we have a lot of information, a lot of things you want to learn, courtesy of technology, of cell phones, of internet. You want to learn, you want to watch all these things at once. So this overload can give you stress to your brain. So what I want you to do is have a to-learn list, things that you want to learn, and break it down into pieces, and set timeline for it step by step on how to do that. The second one is digital dementia. You know, I told you the theory of use. The brain is that organ that you either use it or you lose it. 10 people went to a restaurant. The bill was 100,000. How much each of them would pay? 10,000. And do you know what happened? All of these guys, they were bringing out their calculator and their phones and dividing 100,000 by 10. Simple calculation that your brain can do, you're now asking your calculator to do it for you. That's what you call digital dementia. Now you are retarding the brain. When you don't use your brain, you lose it. Imagine that you have a car and you kept it in your garage for 1 year. What happened? It gets spoiled, right? But the more you use the car, the more you can use it more. So be careful of digital dementia. Anytime you have a chance to work with your brain, use your brain. That's why anywhere I see a challenging brain task, I make sure I do it. Not to perfection, but I made effort to do that. And the last one is digital distraction. Digital distraction is what takes you away from being present, paying attention to important things. When I'm giving a lecture, some people are distracted on their phones. That's digital distraction. Because if you're not powerfully present, you cannot have memory. Because in the art of intelligence is the art of attention. Any person that you see is intelligent, there is only one difference: attention. The higher your attention, the higher your intelligence. That's why I say in everything you want to achieve, there is one thing you need to do. And in the art of memory, there is only one thing you need to do, which is attention. So now, before I end, I will give you 10 keys to unlocking your super brains. If you want to unlock your super brain, I told you, how is your brain? What did you say? Super. So now I will give you these keys as a gift to you. Things I want you to focus so that you pay attention to your brain. Number one, it's very important everyone writes this. Number one is brain diet. There's brain diet, meaning that brain food. There are certain things that are good for certain foods that are good for the brain, and there are certain foods that are bad to the brain. Let's start with those foods that are good for the brain. Number one, avocado. Avocado. That's why you see me always eating avocado. So I didn't like it, but I know. I was in Qatar 2 weeks ago, and then when we are doing the breakfast, they will see me gathering all these leaves and grasses. And they say, hey, you, Prof, you're always eating these grasses. I will tell you why. All right. So number one is avocado. And number two is blueberry. Blueberry is like grape. Okay. Number three is broccoli. Broccoli. Or some people call it broccoli. Broccoli. I wish I have a projector here. I will show you the pictures. Broccoli, but write it. You can Google it. Broccoli. And then number four is coconut oil. So when you're frying chips, instead of using vegetable oil, use coconut oil. And then number five, right? Number five is egg. Egg. No, boiled. Especially boiled egg. But still the fried one is good. And then number six, anything that is green vegetable. Any green vegetable is good for the brain. And then the next one is fish. Fish, especially salmon fish. Salmon fish. Salmon. Yeah, sardine is still good. but particularly salmon gives you more benefit. Okay, so the next one is turmeric. You know turmeric, right? Turmeric. And then walnut. Or if you don't like walnut, anything that is not, anything get is good for the brain. But especially walnut. Yes, nut. Anything that has nut in it is good for the. And then the last one, we are doing number 9 now, right? So let's do the last one, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. And then most important of them all, the power, the king of all brain diet is what? Simple. Water. Water. It sends more oxygen and make your brain more liquid, because the brain is only 2% weight of your body, but takes 20% of all the nutrients you take. So you take a lot of water when you want to get use of your brain. When I was coming here from my room, I make sure I drank water before I come here, because my brain needs water. When you sleep, you lose a lot of water in your body. That's why when you wake up, the first thing you need to do is drink a lot of water. So that's brain diet. That's number 1, right? Number 2 is killing ants. If you see ant, kill it. That's not literally. But what I mean is, oh, okay. That's good one. That means you're following. That's good. Okay, anything fried is not good for the brain. A lot of soda is not good for the brain. Yes, but I don't think chicken is that so harmful. But then some of the processed food, a lot of processed foods are not good for the brain. Soda is not good for the brain. Popcorn is not good for the brain. Some people have started liking me until this moment. Say, no, doctor, I like you all this while until now when you're mentioning this food. Well, eating a lot of Indomie is not good for the brain. A lot of haters around, right? We like each other. You see, growth comes with sacrifices. You cannot just eat everything and still want to have your brain powers. As you are building, you are also destroying your brain. You don't want to do that. All right, let's move because of time factor. Yeah, I know, and I just want to run this. Kabir is asking me to rush you guys so that. All right. All right, so we have done number 1, right? Number 2 is, I say, killing ants. Let me explain before you crucify me. You see, ANT is an acronym for automatic negative thought. ANT. Automatic negative thought. When you see those negative thoughts coming to your brain, I want you to kill it. Because your brain is dropping to your negative thought. So I want you to be careful about your thought. Manage your thought. This is a very long lecture here on that thinking. There's a long class on that thinking. All right, so that's number 2, right? Number 3 is exercise. If you don't do exercise, forget about your brain. You know, before I traveled to Qatar, I was having a big lecture with some top senior management in NNPC. I was giving them leadership therapy, and it was a big training for me. And after that, the following morning, I'll be traveling to Qatar and presenting almost 6 papers in consecutive days. That was a big week, 2-3 weeks for me. So what I did a week before that, I did a lot of exercise. I went for running. I make sure I observe my sleep well, and then manage my stress well, because I know I have big days ahead. Now, I have another big event in Kano where top government officials will be gathering the whole northern state, all the commissioners of finance, accountant generals, revenue generating agencies. They are coming, so I will talk to them about revenue and taxation. And so it's a big thing that's coming for me. So I need to be in Kano 2 days before the event to relax, manage my stress, and then prepare for the big training. And then I will go back to Abuja again and then continue with that. So you have to manage your energy. So that will also mean managing your thinking. All right, because those stress eats your neurons in your brain. That's number 1. Yeah, so you're following. Okay, this number 4 is not so important. I don't encourage it, but it's on the list. It's an option. It's called brain nutrients. There are certain supplements that you can take that will give you some nutrition into your brain, especially when we don't have some of the foods that will give us certain nutrients that we need for the brain. Had even we have time, I will have taken you through all this brain diet and tell you what each one would give to your brain. But if you are lacking or deficient in any one of these nutrients, you can supplement it by taking some of the brain nutrients. Especially when you're busy or everything is fast, then you can supplement it. But I advise that you take a blood test to know which nutrient you have deficiency on it, and then take the supplement for that. We're doing number 5, right? Number 5 is positive peer group. Positive peer group. Your friends. You are an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Show me your friends, I will tell you who you are. You cannot have a super brain and you are living around people that don't have super brain. So if you see an intelligent person, follow that person. If you see an intelligent woman, go and marry her. Yeah, so be around intelligence. That will inspire you. See amazing things around, and then you want to conform because of that social incentive. And then number 6, right? Number 6 is clean environment. Clean environment. As you clean from the outside, you are also cleaning the inside. Your brain works better when it's seeing good and tidy and clean environment. That's why when I go to everyone's office, the first thing I notice is how arranged their table is. That tells me how clean and you are inside. So if I see a tidy and organized table, I know that you are organized here too. So you can even walk into people's rooms and you can tell if they're intelligent or not. If you see tidy and neat and clean house, that means the lady or the man of the house is but if you see dirty place, so there's nothing up here. Well, let's. But we can always improve. There is always, don't give up. The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time to plant it is now. So don't give up that. So number 1, are we doing? Okay, so now sleep. Sleep is very important. That's number 7. Sleep is very important. If you don't sleep well, forget about super brain. You must sleep a minimal of 6 hours, a maximum of 10 hours. And you must have a cycle of sleep around 4 to 5 cycles. In each cycle, so I want you to divide your sleep into 90-minute cycle. So when you fall asleep, count 90 minutes, that's one cycle. Another 90 minutes, another cycle. Another 90 minutes until you do 4 to 5 cycles of 90 minutes each. Because there's a biological process that is going on after every 90 minutes. The first 90 minutes, that's the stage where you are half awake, half asleep. And then your heart, your muscles relax a bit. And then until you reach the first 90 minutes. The second 90 minutes, then your heart starts to relax and the heart rate beat will slow down. And then you move to the third phase where you have tissue replacement. That's where you have anything that you lose in your body get replenished. And that's the stage of restoration. And that's the stage of cleansing. And that's the stage of consolidation. And if you sleep just 90 minutes times 2 and you wake up, you don't get the third benefit. And then you go to the REM. That's where you do rapid eye movement dream. That's where you have memory. Sometimes, most of the time, dreams are windows to our willpowers. Do not underrate the power of dream. Anytime you have a dream, remember that dream. There is an information. There is a power in that dream. So when you wake up in the morning, remember your dream. So that dream, those some empowering dreams are happening in the REM time. And that's the fourth part of it, fourth cycle of their sleep. So there's sleep. Remembering your dream is very important. So I try to stay awake and on the bed, closing my eyes, and then remember what dream I had. What does this mean? What could this information mean? Sometimes answers to your questions could be revealed to you in your dream. And then later on you can extend it 4 or to 5, then you can have. But all these things can only happen during their biological time. All these benefits happen between 11 and 6 o'clock. If you sleep outside this house, you don't get these benefits. That's why always sleep early. The best thing you need to do for myself. I'm going to give an end of the year lecture, which I normally give to Katsina youth, young people. Every year I pick one big, powerful topic and give it to them as end of the year gift, so to prepare them for New Year. So in this year, I'm going to talk to them about success formula. What is the formula to success? A lot of people, young people, ask me, what's the success formula? So one thing I discovered was that everything you want to achieve comes down to one thing. And my one thing to Jannah, for me, is sleep. Someone say, Prof, if you want to go to Jannah, sleep? Yes. And let me tell you how and why. I discovered that if I sleep around 10:30 and 11, I can wake up energized and happy for Fajr prayer. I can even have time to do tahajjud, right? But when I sleep early, then I wake up happy and energetic for the Subhi prayer. But when I sleep around 2, 3, it's become very difficult for me to wake up for Subhi prayer. So when I sleep, anytime I sleep around 9, 10, then I can do even Qiyam al-Layli and then do Subhi prayer. And if I can do Qiyam al-Layli and do Subhi prayer, then all the prayers become easier. The most difficult one, I have done it. Because success leads to success. If you can perform your Subhi prayer, then you can do Zuhr, you can do Asr, you can do the rest. So you see, for me, what determines my prayers, that determines my Jannah, is what? Sleep. So if I focus on one thing, I can get to Jannah. So everything you want to achieve, no matter how expensive and difficult it might sound, it comes down to one thing. Then think of to-do lists and several things. Very long lectures. So maybe some of you, I will announce it on my page, on TikTok and Twitter and Facebook. If you want to sign up and travel, supposed to travel to Katsina, I'll give that announcement very soon. And that's okay. And then there's what you call power down hour. If you want to sleep 10:30, don't go to your bed 10:30. That's what I call power down hour. If your target is to sleep 10:30, so shut down everything 1 hour before that, which is what? 9:30. By 9:30, no blue light, no screen, no phone. Don't look at screen, no light. Be in total darkness. Don't do heavy activity, but you can make calls. You can play games and anything like doesn't expose you to blue light, where you can remove the blue light on your phone if you have that filter. But make sure that you don't do stressful games and taxing your brain when you go to bed. Some people say, hey, I went to bed and I spent 2 hours without sleep. Of course, because you didn't arrange that power down hour. Okay, we are running very fast. And then the next one is brain protection. You only have one brain. There is no shop that sells brain. Once you lose this brain, it's gone. Brain protection. Protect your brain. If you go on horse riding, make sure you wear a helmet. When you go on the motorcycle, on your bike, helmet. When you go to hazard places, helmet. Protect your brain. You only have this one tool, one asset, which is your brain. Protect it. And the next one is new learning. Every day learn something new. Learn new things. And then the last one is stress management. Manage your stress. If I'm looking at you, you know I'm talking to you, right? Manage your stress. More stress, it weakens the brain powers. It's a very long lecture on the stress management. Okay, that's one. And then, so these are, do you have 10 now already? We have 10. So I want you to check yourself on this list. Which one are you doing and which one you are not doing? The ones that you are not doing, make a promise to start doing them. The ones you are doing, keep doing them. They are common senses, but they are not common practice. And then for memory, because we don't have time, because I made you excited for the memory, I will tell you simple secrets. Most of my memory techniques, the key, the mother of all my memory techniques comes down to one. So I'll give you the mother key. And then the rest, you can maybe gradually, when we come, then we can talk about it later. Anything you see memory comes down to 3 keys. The first M is, okay, so I call it MOM, M-O-M, M-O-M. MOM is the mother of all memory techniques. M-O-M, the mother of all memory techniques. Anything you want to remember, you don't want to forget, do these 3 keys. Number 1 is M. M is motivation. You have to come up with the reason why you want to remember this thing. If there's no motivation, there is no result. Reason reap result. If there's no reason, there is no result. When I ask my students to tell me their names and I immediately memorize their names, I call them by their names. Why? What was my motivation? It's to make them like me. It's to make them connect with me, because if they don't like me as a teacher, there's no communication. There's no knowledge. So my purpose, the only reason why I want them to like me is so that I can transfer the knowledge to them. If they don't like me, they close their brain. So that's my purpose. And I'm a super brain coach. If I can't do it, how can I prove to people that it works? So I have to demonstrate what is possible for people to believe me. So that's my motivation. So if sometimes I don't apply any technique, but just for me believing, changing my mindset that I'm a brain coach, the magic works automatically. And then the next letter is O. O is observation, keen observation. What I mean by observation is attention. Attention. Two people went to abroad, and one came back with the British accent, and the other didn't come back with the accent. Why? What's the difference? Attention. The other one was attentive when listening and engaging with other people, but this one was not. How much you get is how much you pay attention to. But if you hold on these ones, can give you the memory. The last M is the mechanics. There is a process for every memory, which I'm going to share with you in the future. But remember, always tell yourself that your brain is what? Super. Your brain is what? Super. Say that again. Super. Yes, I want you to say, I have a super brain. 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 Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you later.